Hey everyone, this is Larry with Today I Feel Like. Welcome back, and I am back in the building today to talk Apple stuff. Apple had their Apple keynote address today where they announced some new devices, including new Apple Watches, new AirPods, new iPhones, and we're going to talk about them. And I have some packages I need to actually open up, so I figured why not do it here? I feel like I told everybody else I was going to stop doing my haul videos, and somehow I feel like I've done more haul videos since I made that announcement than ever. So it just seems like the packages keep on coming and coming. Now I do have one back here that you can't probably see too well, but I'll open that up. Or I'm not going to open it up on here, but I'll bring it up. In fact, let's do that now. Let's talk about that one before we jump in. We'll wait for a few more people to get into the room here, but we'll talk about that one. And this is it's called the Yesol or Yesol, which is it's a company that makes exercise bikes and such. And this one here is the GM1 Plus. So first off, shout out to Nice to Nasty in the house, part of my all the way through crew. And we have Gregorio in the place. Big ups to do. I love these two, man. They come through all the time. They show up early. They stay late. I'm loving it. I love it. All right. So this one, let me just see if I can pull this up here, and then we'll jump into some Apple stuff here. Let me see if I can find it, and then I'll show you what it is. It's I believe it's the GM1 Plus. There we go. All right. Let me see so. This is going to be it right here. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's the S3. And let's see. Where is it? Well, this is the Yesol. So let's see if we can. Let's just go to their store and we'll see if we can find the bike. And let's see their exercise bike. And is this it right here? Wait, it says Yesol stationary bike. And no, that is not it, because mine actually has a screen on it. And look at that. I'm not seeing it on here. It might be that it's new or something. So let me see if I can find their website and pull it up there. And if I can't, then I guess we'll just move on. So let's see, hold on a second. Where is the Yesol Fitness? And let's see, we have, all right, let me pull up let me bring you guys back in here. And so it looks like they have some discounts there. They have their bikes, and they have there it is, the GM1 Plus. That's what we were looking for. All right, so we can see here this bike is going to be around $499. It's the Yesol GM1 Plus bike. It's bike plus screen. We can see it says it has an immersive 21.5 or 21.5 inch screen. It says Full HD, 1080p Full HD screen, all-encompassing sound, multimedia casting. That is really nice. The whole multimedia casting thing is nice because if you're riding your bike and say you want to watch a movie or something, you can cast it to there. That's super cool because you're not really dependent upon what apps are available on your bike screen. You can just maybe cast YouTube videos or Netflix, or maybe you have some videos downloaded to your phone that you want to watch. So that's kind of nice. So, but it looks like it's available in the US, Australia, and Canada. It looks like doesn't look like they're giving much of a difference in the price there. It looks about the same there. So, but we can see here what it looks like. That's going to be the bike here, and you see the screen, and then you can see there again what it's going to look like sort of when it's just like a straight profile when the bike is pointing towards the rider. And then you can see you can actually rotate that screen, and I believe that's because they have other workout programs where you can do like stretching exercises and yoga and weights and stuff like that. I believe if you get their app, and the screen can be used for that. So, but you can see they have the instructors there that will lead you through guided rides and all that. So you can check that out if you want to. I would really like to see Peloton open up their app. I know you can get it if you just get the app, but I would really like to see it because like apparently with the Peloton app, even if you have the app, you can get the videos, you can do the live streams, but you can't actually compete like they do. Like if you have a Peloton bike, you're connected and you can see the other people in the room and where their stats are versus your stats, and you can compete with people. And if you have a friend who also has a Peloton bike, you can compete with them. If they're going to say, hey, let's get on a ride in 20 minutes or something, and you get on, you can do a competition with them. It would be nice if they allowed that through their app with other bikes. And, I think it would encourage people to, potentially get their app and pay for the subscription. But I'm sure their thought is, well, if we only offer that towards the bike, then only people will buy the bike for that. But I don't think people are going to buy the bike for that. So, I think their stock price reflects it. But anyways, there you go. So this is the Soul there. Pretty cool bike. It's $499.99, about $500. It looks like it's going to have some really nice features on here. So you can see there, it's going to have the screen, all-encompassing sound, real-time data interaction there, so you can stay informed with real-time data on your distance, your time, calories, cadence, all that good stuff there. Apparently, it has silent magnetic resistance bike. It says triangular, stable structure body with an H-shaped base design, vintage comfortable seat, and no worry about after sales. So it looks like they're going to have either a full refund or replacement for the first month for any quality related reason, and offers lifetime professional customer service and tech support. So you should be well taken care of with this. Now, it's not the lightest bike. It's about 77 pounds. So when you have to move it around, it's going to be a little bit heavy, but there you go. So yeah. Anyways, there it is. It looks like they have some good stuff in there. It says fun cardio. So it looks like there's all kinds of stuff that you can get in there. It looks like they do have the Peloton app on the bike, but I don't think, again, that you can actually compete like you do and see the other people in the room statistics like you can if you are on an actual Peloton. But it looks like there's going to be Marvel up there, Hulu, YouTube, NFL, looks like HBO Max, Prime Video, Apple TV. Now, I don't know if these are all built into the screen or if this is something that they're casting onto the screen. But if all this is built onto the screen, that is really nice. That is really, really nice. Yeah. So, but you can see here some of the stuff that they're showing on there. It looks like they're showing like your output, your resistance. It looks like how the distance you've traveled. I don't know what this number is right there. They show your calories there. They show your RPMs for your cadence. Yeah. One thing I don't see on here is, it looks like also they have the time for how long maybe you've been riding, and then they have the recover time. But one thing I don't see on here is any heart rate data. I don't see any data for like heart rate or anything. So maybe, I'm not sure if you can hook up your Apple Watch or your Garmin watch or whatever, Samsung watch. I don't know if you can hook up any of that to this bike to get that information on there. I'll have to try that out when I actually unbox it and test it out. So, but it looks like you can get $100 off. Look at that. You can get $100 off. So that $499 drops down to $399 already. That's a really nice deal. So, all right. Well, shout out to Yes Soul for getting me that bike out. I'm gonna have to get it unboxed and try it out. Originally they asked me about it, and I told them no, I can't review it because I already have an exercise bike. And I'll just show you. Let me see if I can get this on here. I actually have a bike already. So you'll see over there that I have a Schwinn IC4, and it's over there. And so I don't really have room for another bike. And so I asked my buddy Mike if he's a cyclist. I asked him, I said, hey, do you want this exercise bike I have? I was like, it's pretty much like new. I haven't used it nearly as much as I should have. And he said, yeah. So I said, great. I said, cool. That way I'll go ahead and tell this other company to send one out for me. And then he said, oh, well, I don't know. Send me some pictures. So I sent him some pictures, and he was like, oh, no. I'm looking for a bike that, does, that I can actually, a stationary trainer where I can actually attach my regular road bike to. So I was like, okay, well, now I have to figure out what to do with that thing over there. I don't know. I guess I could Goodwill it or try and put it on like Facebook Marketplace and sell it. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out. I'm going to figure that out before I unbox this thing, but I'll figure that out. If somebody was here locally, I can probably make arrangements to give it to them, but I don't, I think you guys are scattered all over the world. So, all right. let me give a shout out to a few people, and then let's talk some Apple stuff and open some packages. So first off, shout out to Charles Tuttle, says, hello, Larry, and everyone else. Big ups. Big ups. We have Papa Avery in the building, says, hello. I love it. I love it. I think I'm gonna borrow that. Or I shouldn't even say borrow, because I'm just gonna straight jack it from you. I like that. Hello. Oh, man, got me laughing. All right. All right. Let's talk about some Apple stuff. Let me see if I can get back over to my Apple tab here. And let me see if I can bring you guys in. So, as you may know, Apple had their keynote announcement today, where they announced a few things. The new iPhone 16 Pro series, the new iPhone 16 series. They have some, they showed off some more of their Apple Intelligence. They have they say an all new Apple Watch Series 10 and AirPods 4. A new color for the Apple Watch 2, new colors for the AirPods Max, and the AirPods Pro 2. So here's the thing. I watched this keynote address, and like what happens oftentimes with Apple is people get all excited. And I was hoping, I didn't buy the iPhone last year. I am still rocking my iPhone 14 Pro Max. Not that you'd be able to tell, because it looks the same as the 13 Pro Max and the 12 and the 15 and the 16. It looks the same. So it looks the same as 2 generations before. It looks the same as 2 generations after. And that, you know, I was fully prepared to be disappointed. So I wasn't like, oh man, come on. And I was fully prepared for the phones to look exactly the same. But I was really hoping, if you guys haven't seen it, let me see if I can show you guys the phones. Here's a 16, I'll go to the Pros. I was really hoping that we would get some new design on the phone that would look better. And if you look at that phone right there, there's an action button and there's a new camera shutter button on there. That's basically it as far as hardware changes. I mean, they do have the new processor, which they do every year. So this year they have the new A18 Pro processor, which is supposed to work better for Apple Intelligence. And Apple Intelligence is not available just yet. So once you get the phone, I think they say it's supposed to roll out next month. I think a lot of people are going to be expecting a lot. I would say temper your expectations, because clearly it's not fully baked yet. If Apple Intelligence was fully baked, they would have launched it. They would have put it out at launch. In fact, in the past, when Apple releases new phones, they will generally have a new update to their firmware. They will release like a couple of days early. So if the new phone is coming out on, say, a Tuesday, you will have that update on, say, like Monday for everyone else. They didn't do that this time. They said that this Apple Intelligence stuff is going to be coming out sometime next month, which tells me that it's not fully baked. And they didn't want to push back the launch date of their phones anymore, because you have a lot of competition out there with the new Samsung phones, the new Google Pixel phones. And I just think they didn't want to sit around for another month until October, when the software was fully baked, to launch it with their hardware and risk having people that are basically looking for a new phone saying, Apple's taking too long, I'm just going to get the new Pixel. Everybody's saying how great it is, I'm going to get the new Pixel. Or, hey, I'm going to go ahead and get the new Z Fold 6 or the new Flip 6 or whatever. I think they wanted to go ahead and, because everybody seemed to launch their phones a little bit earlier this year. And I think Apple got caught a little bit flat-footed, and their software was not scheduled to be ready until next month. And so they had to release it with, without the AI software. And they're not the only ones. Google did the same thing. Google actually released their Pixel series with Android 14 and instead of 15, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what the numbers were on. So normally when they release their Pixels, they're the first ones to get the new Android updates. They released it with the old firmware and saying that they're gonna release the new firmware next month, because the same thing. I think everything got pushed up, and their schedule for their firmware just wasn't fully baked. So, but here's the iPhone. Here's the iPhone 16 Pro. It has this new button on there. So you have the action button and you have the shutter button there. So you can see. I guess we're supposed to get all excited about that, and I'm sure it's going to be convenient. I'm a photographer and a filmmaker, so I like the idea that you're going to have that. You are going to get 4K 120, which is something that other phones have had for a while. I mean, I have the Z Fold 6 here, which has 4K 120, and this has a camera module that's basically 3 years old. Same camera module since the Z Fold 4, and it has 4K 120. So, says huge leap in battery life. I don't think there's going to be any. I'm not sure if there's a bigger battery. It's unclear about that, but apparently the processor is far more efficient than it has been in the past, which should give you longer battery life. So hopefully that works out well. But here you go. You can take a closer look at it, as they say, and it does come in two different versions. You get the 6.3 inch, that's the iPhone 16 Pro, and then you are going to get the 6.9 inch one, which is the iPhone 16 Pro Max. And one of the ways that they were able to get these screens bigger is by reducing the bezel or the border around the phone. As you can see, there's almost no border around the phone. It's coming pretty close to like an infinity screen or something. It doesn't have a rounded edge like some of the other phones like Samsung and OnePlus that have had rounded edges in the past. It's not like that. It still has a flat edge. It just literally goes all the way right to the very edge right there. So there's that. You can get this in multiple colors. You can get this in natural titanium. You can get it in desert titanium. You can get it in white titanium, and you can get it in black titanium. So, yeah. Anyway, it says strength, beauty, titanium. They're all about their titanium the last 2 years. So they are about their titanium. But these are expensive phones. Let's just be real. They are expensive phones. Now, it does say the iPhone 16 is splash, water, and dust resistant, and has our latest generation ceramic shield material that's 2 times tougher than any smartphone glass. Talk about durable. So that is really nice because, there's a lot of people out there saying like, hey, I want to go completely naked with my iPhone. I want to be able to roll around without a case and not have to worry about it. And the problem is for me is like, if I have my iPhone and I have a naked phone and I drop it, even if it doesn't break, I hate all those rough marks that end up getting on your phone where you can feel it, like when you put it in your pocket, it starts to snag. It feels rough on your hand after you've had that instance. But it's nice to know that if you do go naked with your iPhone and you drop it, that glass and the titanium, all that stuff should do a great job of protecting your phone so it doesn't break and shatter. So now big ups to Tim Windsor in the building. Says, what's up, Brother Larry, and everyone in the chat. Shout out. Big Tim just had a birthday, so if you guys have not had the opportunity, please throw some balloons or happy emojis, happy birthday emojis or something in the comments to show Big Tim some love and support for his birthday. So Gregorio says, the iPhone looks the same all around. The only thing different is the camera. Big whoop. I'll be honest with you, I don't even really see that much difference in the cameras. I mean, they don't seem that much of a difference. I mean, that's what the phones look like. Those are the colors. Pretty basic. I really wish they offered more exciting colors for the Pro models. But, I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, I don't really care that much because I'm going to get the phone and I'm going to slap a case on it immediately. So whatever color I want, I just get with my case. But you can see here, these are the capacities that you're going to get with the Pro Max. they're going to start at 256 gigs. They dropped the 125 or the 128. So you're going to get 256, 512, and 1 terabyte. Now I will, oops, hold on a second. You guys can't even see that. Let me see if I can bring you guys in here. So, so this is what the phones look like there. Now you guys can see me. So they look the same. Those are the colors that you're going to get here. You're going to get the desert brown titanium, the natural titanium, the white, and the black titanium. So, yeah, it's you know, that's what it is. That's what it is. They're okay. And then again, these are the capacities. So if you get the Pro model here, which is the smaller one, the 6.3 inch, you can still get the 128 gig version. I don't know why anybody at this point would get a 128 gig iPhone. I mean, unless you're just getting it for free, it just seems like such a waste because these apps today take up more and more space. On these phones, you're able to shoot 48 megapixel raw photos. You can shoot ProRes video. All of that stuff just takes up a massive amount of storage. And 128 gigs, you will burn through that immediately. Now on the Pro Max, they start at 256, and then they go to 512 and 1 terabyte. With the Pro, again, it's 128, 512, or 256, 512, and 1 terabyte. Personally, this is what I would like to see with these phones. I would like to see them get rid of the 256 gig altogether for both of these models. I would like them to start at 512. 1 terabyte should be the mid-tier one, and 2 terabyte should be the top tier one. And the reason for that is if you're shooting ProRes video or these high-end, high-resolution photos, you want to have a lot of storage. Also, they talk a lot about, the processors and how great these devices are for gaming. If you download one of these big games like Call of Duty or some of the other big, open world fantasy games, these things are huge. I mean, they are taking up gigs and gigs and gigs and gigs of storage. They should just go ahead and give you more storage options, greater storage options, so that you can actually carry all these apps, all these games, all your photos, all your videos, and you don't have to worry about running out of storage. I mean, the reality of it is that I think they want to push you towards like, Apple iCloud with the greater storage capacities, but I think they only offer like 2 terabytes or something. You're still going to have to offload your stuff from your device because it's just they're not gonna have enough storage on there. They really should offer, I think, 2 terabytes on these phones as the highest capacity. 1 terabyte should be the mid, 512 should be the minimum. So, but you can see here you can see some of the size and weight here. It looks like the weight has come down a little bit. Yeah, I believe it looks like the Pro Max is going to be around 227 grams, and the Pro is going to be 199 grams. I think last year, this was around 230 or something like that, 239. It was somewhere around there if I'm not mistaken. I think they cut the weight just a little bit. And then you can see the display sizes there. So you're going to get a bit larger of a display on both of these devices. Last year, I believe the Pro was 6.1 inches, and I think the Pro Max was 6.7 inches. So you are going to get a slightly bigger display on both of them. So, yeah. I mean, it looks like you're going to get 1,000 nits peak brightness, typical 1,600 nits peak brightness in HDR, and 2,000 nits peak brightness outdoors. So it's going to be pretty bright. It's not as bright as some of these Android phones. So if you have looked at or if you've used some of these Android phones in the past where you're outside and you're like, whoa, this is really bright and vibrant, even in really bright daylight, that's because some of them have, peak brightness that is 2,500, 2,700. I think there's one that's out there that's like 4,000, nits of peak brightness in bright daylight. And there are times if you're out there at the beach or something or in the snow and you're trying to look at your screen and there's a lot of light, it's really, really bright, it can be difficult to see your screen. So having that peak brightness outdoors that can really just light up your screen is fantastic. So, Yeah. Anyways, you're gonna get all the Apple Intelligence stuff in here, the A18 Pro chip, the neural engine, all that good stuff, and then we have our camera system in there. So, and let's take a quick look at these cameras. So they have this new thing called Fusion, which is apparently, really from what I can gather, what they did. They showed it what it does. They didn't go into depth, I don't think, about what this Fusion is, but what I really believe it is AI upscaling. So it seems like it is kind of just like they're able to shoot multiple photos, and that's going to allow them to have all the data they need so they can get these HDR photos and these sort of multi-exposure photos to reduce noise, and they can have the AI upscaling so that you can get the highest resolution possible. So, but it says you're going to get 48 megapixels at the 24 with the regular lens of 24 millimeters. It says second generation sensor shift optical image stabilization, 100% focus pixels, support for super high resolution photos, 24 and 48 megapixels. So it also includes a 12 megapixel 2x, and then at 52 millimeters. And then you also have an ultra wide that is now 48 megapixels, whereas I think the ultra wide before was like dropped down to like 12 or something like that. So, and then you're going to have 12 megapixels at 5x, and that's 120 millimeters. I would really have liked to have seen this right here, this 5x, instead of being 12 megapixels. I would have rather have seen this right. I'd rather have seen this lens be 48 megapixels than the ultra wide. I would much rather have the 5x lens as a ultra wide, because if you have a 5x lens with a 48 megapixel ultra wide, if you then have the option of having sort of a 10x optical, because basically at that point you can do a sensor crop on that 48 megapixels at 5x, and you can really get in, say, at like 10x and get to say, instead of 48 megapixels, maybe it is like 15 megapixels or something like that, or 18 megapixels. And that's something that Samsung already does. It would work similar to the way you would have if you had a traditional mirrorless camera. So I have like, for instance, my Sony a7CR. It is a 61 megapixel sensor. And if I put it into APS-C mode, it's going to give me a 1.5x crop. So if I put a 100 millimeter lens on there, and then that's in full frame, and then I go to APS-C mode, it's going to crop in 1.5x. So now, instead of a 100 millimeter lens, I'm going to have a 150 millimeter lens on there. That's going to be, well, the effective focal length of 150 millimeters. But, instead of being able to get the full 61 megapixel resolution, I'm only going to get 26 megapixels. So that's the reason why I wish they had the 48 megapixels on that 5x lens, because then they can do a similar sensor crop on there, and even though it would be a lower resolution final output, it would still be high enough that you would get a good image and you would get a much further reach as far as your zoom. So anyways, there you go. You can see there's going to be it says 5x zoom, 2x optical zoom out, 10x optical zoom range. That's what they say. I don't know how you're going to get 10x optical zoom out of a 12 megapixel 5x zoom, but I'll have to see how it works. And it says you get a digital zoom up to 25x. There's a bunch of camera controls. I'm going to have to see how that stuff works. It really does seem as if Apple is trying to get rid of regular cameras and try and turn their iPhone into a straight up real camera. So we'll see. We'll see how it works out. Now, I will tell you, their video footage is amazing. It looks really, really good. So their photos have been okay. They're okay, but their video footage, pretty amazing. Panorama up to 63 megapixels, photo style, spatial photos, 48 megapixel macro photography, because the macro is going to come from the ultra wide lens, if I'm not mistaken. Apple Pro RAW, which is really kind of a cool thing to have raw images on your phone so that you can do all kinds of adjustments later in post. And yeah, so lens correction, ultra wide, advanced red eye correction, all this good stuff there. So there you go, geotagging. And then video. Video, they are going to have, I think the video specs look pretty nice. Even though they're a little bit behind the curve, they should have had this out a while ago. I love the fact that you now get real slow motion. You're going to get 120 frames a second and 120 frames a second in 4K. That is a big deal, because if you want to shoot slow motion, or if you're shooting B-roll or something, you want that nice smooth footage. Before, if you were shooting with an iPhone, you had to go into 1080p mode and lower your resolution. So if you were shooting everything in 4K and then you want slow motion, you had to go into 1080p mode to do it. And now you can still shoot in 4K and get 120. So yeah. All right. Shout out to Daniel Berry Highlights. Big ups to you. Thanks for coming through. Shout out to the tech preacher in the house. Says, what's up, peeps? I see you, man. He did a really nice live stream earlier, and YouTube just bent him over sideways. Man, he was talking about the event live as it was happening. He was cutting in a few clips here and there to show people some of the highlights of the event as it happened, and he got hit with a copyright strike and they pulled his stream down. So it's unfortunate when that stuff happens, but Apple and YouTube and all these big players, they just do not like to play nice with the little guys here. And it's funny that they do that, because you have people like the tech preacher that are talking about Apple products and really in some respects promoting Apple products, because he's sharing them with the world and sharing them with his audience. So you would think they would just leave it be and let him talk about it, because he's just providing commentary. It's not like he was airing the whole keynote. He was giving commentary about the keynote address and talking about the products. So it is what it is. It's one of those unfortunate things you have to deal with if you're a YouTuber. So, but here we go. Let's talk about these video specs a little bit more. So you can see you have 1080p. Don't really care about that anymore. You have your 720. I guess that's the cinematic mode. This is very nice. 4K. At 30 frames a second. I don't remember the cinematic mode if it goes to 24 frames a second. I'm assuming it must. I'm assuming it maybe goes up to 30 frames a second there. Action mode. This is one thing I was really disappointed in. I was really hoping this action mode would have gone up from this 2.8K at 60 frames. I was really hoping, since they gave us 4K at 120, I was hoping they were going to give us an action mode at 4K at 60 frames. That would have, to me, seems like it should have been something very capable of doing with the current hardware they're using. I think they still can do that. I think if they wanted to, I believe they could push out a firmware update and give us an action mode at 4K at 60 frames a second. They may have to do a little bit more of a crop, but I think they could do it. So spatial video, I don't care, because I'm not buying a $3,000-$4,000 pair of Vision Pro anything. Apple ProRes, this to me, I really like this. It says ProRes video recording up to 4K 120 with external recording. I like this. This is one of the reasons why I've decided I'm actually going to buy one of the new iPhones, because I plan to actually use that Apple ProRes. If I'm shooting in, say, my studio here, I love the fact that I can go into an app, manually set up all of the, my exposure and everything, have a SSD drive hooked up to the camera to record that Apple ProRes, and just edit straight from that. Heck, I might do a comparison between my iPhone and my regular camera and see which one looks the best. So we'll have to give it a shot. So there's lots of other stuff in here. Some stuff that people use. I don't really use log recording unless I have to, but I really don't. I love the macro, slow-mo, and time-lapse. They didn't really say much about the time-lapse. I really wish they allowed you to have more manual control over the time-lapse. But they do have a slow motion video support, time-lapse with stabilization, night mode time-lapse. I'll have to try that and see if that works out pretty cool. So there's lots of good stuff. This digital zoom at 25x, I just stop it, Apple. Just knock it off. Just stop with the digital crap. Nobody wants that. Give us some good optical stuff. You're already doing enough with the whole sensor punch in with the 2x and all that other stuff with the sensor crops. Just give us a good sensor crop at like 10x optical. I don't need 25x digital. I mean, It's there, I guess, if you want to use it. Some people may use it and they're like, hey, what are you talking about? Use it all the time. If you do, great for you. I just want some good optical zoom. That's it. Give me that. And you have a 48 megapixel sensor in this phone. We should be able to have 8K video. We should be able to have that. And I wish we still had all of those Apple, sort of hackers out there that were out there when they used to have Cydia and all the other little sort of Apple hacks. Back then, they were bringing functionality to the iPhones that they knew the hardware could support, but Apple wouldn't deliver. I would really, really love to have 8K on this phone. I have 8K on this phone. I have 8K on this phone. I mean, I don't know why we can't get 8K. I mean, really, think about this. This is a OnePlus 12. It has a Snapdragon S Gen 3, and it has 8K video. This is a Galaxy Z Fold 6, Snapdragon S Gen 3, 8K video. Why is it that Apple, with their brand new A18 Pro, can't give us 8K video? We have the resolution in the sensor. Just give it to us. Just give it to us. So, yeah. All right. Well, let's keep it pushing. You know what? I've been rambling on about this Apple stuff. I said I was going to open some packages. Let's do that. Let's open some packages. Let's start off with this box right here. Let's get this thing crack-a-lackin' and see what we have in it. And shout out to Mega Puff Girl. I see you in the building. And let's see what we have here. Let's see. Throw that off to the side. Oh, nice. All right. Looks like we have a few things coming in. Who is this from? This is from ID Mix. All right. Shout out to ID Mix in the house. And they sent out, it says the Mr. Charger. This is the CH09C. Check that out. I don't know if you guys can see that. The CH09C. This is the Mr. Charger. It is a 65 watt PD charger, and it has a 10,000 milliamp hour power bank built into it, plus USB-C fast charging cable 3-in-1. This is the real deal. This is going to have basically everything you need. This might be, in all seriousness, this might be like my one and only travel device if I take this thing with me. I'm going to unbox this. I'm not going to unbox it right now, but I'm going to do an unboxing and try this thing out, because it says it has 65 watts PD, so that's the AC wall charging output. And then you have PD 35 watt mobile output, and then the 10,000 milliamp hour battery. So this is like, if you travel, and like I do when I travel, I end up taking multiple power banks with me. I end up taking multiple, power bricks with me and cables. It's nice if you have everything sort of in one device that you can use. That'd be really, really nice. So, and I'm gonna see if I can pull this up in just a minute on Amazon and see what it cost here. But they also sent this this Travel World global plug adapter. So I don't know if you guys can see that. It's probably takes a little while for this thing to refocus. I'm having some trouble with. Well, I forgot I can do this with my iPhone. See if we can get this in there. So there we go. We have the Travel World adapter. It says the global plug adapter. It has the AU plug, the UK plug, and the EU plug. So all those different plugs that you have, so that you can continue to use your devices even when you're overseas without cooking and frying the circuitry. So now they also sent over this right here, which is the Air Passport, and this is, let me see if I can get that right. The Air Passport says, find my certified portable smart location passport card bag. So basically, this is going to be a device that you can, I don't know if you can see that, where you can put your passport in, and it's going to have the Apple Find My inside. So in the event that you lose your passport, or you leave it somewhere, or you get pickpocketed or something, you should be able to track it down. So yeah, and you can see there sort of what it's going to look like. It's going to have, you can have your passport on this side. You can have a place for your wallet, for your cash and tickets and all that stuff in there as well. And it looks like it's even, it looks like maybe it works with MagSafe, so with wireless charging, so that you can charge this thing back up. So that's one thing with with Apple Find My, like with the AirTags, is that they only last for so long. So a lot of these new devices that have the Find My built in are actually coming out with rechargeable, rechargeable mechanisms, so that you don't have to go and buy a new one. You can just charge it up and it'll last for 6 months or 9 months or whatever. And then when it gets to like low power, it'll send you a message saying, hey, your wallet or this or that, whatever is running low, you need to charge it up. So there you go. Yeah. All right, let me see if I can pull up Amazon right quick and find out how much some of these doohickeys are. And this is going to be the ID Mix. The ID Mix, what is this thing called? The Mr. Charger 10,000. All right, let me see if I can bring you guys in. And the ID Mix, so let's see, this is one of their power banks right there, but that is not the one we are looking for. And this sort of looks like it, but I don't think that is actually it. You know what? Let me do this. Let me just let me do the old school way. Let me just go into their store here. And then let's see what's in there. See if anything's cool just on this front page here. So 2-in-1 portable charger. That looks kind of nice. I like that. 30 watt. Man, they have some nice power banks in here. So, all right, let's see. Let's check the new arrival section. And that's going to be a 3-in-1 power bank. That is not the one I'm looking for. So let me check this one here. Built-in wall plug. Let's see. That like sort of looks close to it, but I don't think that's not it. That is not it. I don't think it's out yet. It may not be out yet. Yeah. Maybe I'm giving you guys a little preview into something. All right, let me do this. Let me see if I search ID Mix's website. See if I can find their website if they have one. And yeah, I can't, for whatever reason, it's not loading up. All right. Well, unfortunately, I can't tell you much about this Mr. Charger, but let me see if I go back into Amazon, if I can find the ID Mix Air Passport. Let me see if that comes up anywhere. And let's see here. I don't see it. Yeah, I don't see it. I think these might all be new products. Well, I'll tell you this. I don't feel bad about it if they're not supposed to be shown. I'm not feeling bad because they didn't give me any sort of NDA or tell me I wasn't supposed to show them. They just sent them out to me, so it is what it is. I'm going to actually unbox these later. I'm going to do a video where I actually unbox the 3 of these and show you guys these later. So stay tuned for that. Hopefully by that time I'll be able to get you some pricing information and check those out. So yeah. So let's see here. Flex asked, so we talking all Apple today. We were talking about Apple. We're gonna get back to the Apple stuff. I was taking a quick interlude to open a few packages here that I have. In fact, let me open one more here, and then we'll go back to talking about some Apple stuff here. Let's see. Let me get this thing in, and shout out again to I love these bags from Amazon. I wish that everything they sent out was like this because they're easy to open, they're easy to recycle. I like them. All right, this is going to be from Roku. It says Roku. This is a 65 watt USB-C charger. It says it has a 3-port GAN fast wall charger. All right, let's see what this is looking like. Let's see. Is it? Is it? Oh, I think there's some glue on there. That's all right. We got it. All right. So here we have the Roku 65 watt charger. We're going to get a user manual in here. And this is going to, oh, look how small this is. Woo! This is what I like. When I'm talking about traveling, this is what I like to see. Nice and small. Look at that. And there's 3 ports. We have USB-A, USB-C, and USB-C. We're gonna get 3 USB-C ports. Let me see if I can open this up for you right here. And oops, let's see. Oh, holding it the wrong way. So there you go. Look at that. We are going to have the USB-A right there, USB-C, USB-C 1 and USB-C 2. It's kind of odd they put USB-C 1 on the bottom and then USB-C 2 on the top. You would think it'd go USB-A, USB-C, and then one USB-C 2. So, but yeah, it's kind of, this is kind of nice. I love the fact that you have the plug that folds down. That's really convenient. I think this might be a winner. It's not too heavy. It has a little bit of weight, but it's not too heavy. And I really like the fact that you get 2 USB-C ports and a USB-A. I feel with this right here, I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good, I think, with this for charging just about everything that I need to charge on the go. So I used to take a ton of stuff with me. I mean, I used to take all kinds of power bricks and cables and everything. I used to be paranoid I was gonna not have something I needed when I was away. And then I just realized every time I traveled that I was taking way more than I needed. And I think it was a video I did a while back where I did sort of like a post, I think it was like a post CES, you know, tech bag breakdown of all the stuff I brought with me and the stuff I didn't use. And I was like, there's a lot of stuff I didn't need to take with me. And every time I've traveled recently, I try to make a point to take less and less and less and less with me. And one thing that I have done to be able to really cut down on weight and cut back on just on bulk is not taking, you know, these power bricks, not taking as many cables, not taking as many power banks. I feel like I'm able to really get by with a lot less than I felt like I needed before. So something like this though is going to really help, because one of the power bricks that I normally take with me, I think it's like a 30 watt or 45 watt or something like that, but it only has 2 USB-C ports. This is really nice because I get the extra port for USB-A and then the 2 USB-Cs, and it's 65 watt. That is just really nice. So I can easily plug my laptop into that and get it going. So I don't think anything else is in here, but let me see. There is a barcode on here for I believe for Amazon. So let me see if I can scan this and get some info on here. Let me see. Where is let's see, where is that? Where is my, come on now. Let's see, at the home screen. Trying to get the little thing to come up where it gives me the camera. There we go. All right, now see if we can scan this. There it is. All right, let me see if I can bring this open on my Amazon page here. Let me go back over to let me go back over here to, let's just go to my home thing right there. And browsing history. There it is right there. Look at that. I like that. There it is, the Roku. I want to say Roku because that's kind of what it looks like, but I think it's actually Roku. I think the Roku is what, like ROKO. So, anyways, the Roku PD 65 watt USB-C charger, 3-port GAN fast wall charger, compact foldable charging block for MacBook Pro, Air, Galaxy S24, Dell XPS 13, Note 20-10 Plus, iPhone 15 Pro, Switch, Pixel, and drones, black. So lots and lots of devices you can use this with. Now you could use this with pretty much any device that is going to accept PD charging. There are some devices out there that won't accept it because there's too much power going into it all at once, but most of the devices will allow you to plug in either USB-A or USB-C. So, but we can see right there, you can plug this thing in. It looks like that one's powered going through a like a portable power generator, which is really nice. You have that advanced GAN technology for higher efficiency, smaller size, and longer lifespan. Also, they stay cooler, which is really nice. So you can simultaneously charge 3 devices, which is fantastic. You have that multi-port safety or multi-protect safety system for overcurrent protection, over voltage protection, short circuit protection, and over temperature protection. So that's really nice to see. And that compact size, man, I just love that. I just love that a lot. Do they make a drone? That's branded with their stuff. Maybe they make a drone. Why did they send me their drone? Huh. All right. Well, yeah, I guess they do. It shows all these different things you can choose for Switch, AirPods, iPhones, Android phones, all kinds of different laptops. So yeah, and it's $57.99, so it's not too bad. These nice PD wall blocks or power bricks, as I call them, sometimes they're not cheap, but I find that they are usually worth their money because the good ones usually do a fantastic job and they're worth their money. So yeah, I would definitely check this one out. I think most people will enjoy this. This is one that I'm actually going to keep. I'm just going to go ahead and stick that right over off to the side. I'm going to let me see, I don't think there's anything else in this box, just cardboard. I'm going to stick that over there, and I'll save the manual in case I need it. But that one is going right into my little travel tech bag because that's nice. So, all right. Let's see here. Let's see. Shout out to Ella, man, I'm terrible. Ella Festillo? Says, I know you can replace the AirTag battery. I have heard that you can pop those open and replace the battery. So I think it takes like a little like a CR23 or whatever those batteries, the little thin, tiny, like flat joints. That's pretty nice. All right, let's hop in. Let me jump back over here to Apple right quick so we can talk some more Apple stuff. And now we saw some of the iPhone stuff. Let me just quickly, before we get out of the iPhone stuff, let me show you the pricing. Because as we know, this stuff is not cheap. Let me get out of this. Let me get out of the, I don't want to do the military pricing. I just want to show you what it is, just regular. So let me see if it's going to let me go. There we go. All right. So here we have it. Now they do have some decent trade-in deals if you're going through a carrier. You have to go through a carrier to get these great deals. So as you can see here, it says save up to $1,000 now on AT&T with Boost Mobile, with T-Mobile, and with Verizon. So if you have one of those carriers or you plan on switching to one of those carriers, you can get some great deals. However, if you're not, the deals are not nearly as good. And you'll see there, it says you can get between $40 and $650 towards your next iPhone. This is one thing that just burns me up about Apple. Just burns me up about Apple. It's like they're saying to you, our phones aren't worth jack-ish. Because they want to look at the price. Let me just show you. Let me just show you the price on the phone that I want to get. Let me just show you. I want to get this phone right here. Let me just go ahead and price it out for you so you can see. Full thing. I want the iPhone 16 Pro Max. I want this Desert Titanium. They changed the color. They changed the name because I think earlier when I did it, it was like Desert Brown or something. But I want that one right there. I want the 1 terabyte version. And look at this. You see, first of all, you see that price right there? $1,599 for that phone. $1,600 for that phone. Now look at this. Select your phone for trade-in. Choose your model. If you have an iPhone 15 Pro Max, it doesn't even matter what capacity. They're only giving you $650 for it. If you bought that phone last year, you're paying basically the same price as this one. You were gonna pay around, what was it? I think last year it may have been $14.99 or something, but it was around $1,500. They're not even giving you half the value. They're only giving you $650. That's just absolutely insane. That is insane. When I bought this phone, which is the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6, and they offered me for my S23 Ultra. My S23 Ultra, they offered me $900. $900 for my S23 Ultra. And then they gave me like an extra $50-something for I don't know what reason. And then they offered me like another, I don't know, whatever it was, like another $100 off or something for a veterans discount. And then it was like another, I think it was another 50 something. I ended up paying far less than I ever would have for that phone. You know, partly because they offered such great trade-in values, and then they had some other incentives on top of that to really make it worth it. But if we go back over here to Apple, this is just ridiculous. Look at that. That iPhone 15 Pro Max, that is $650 trade-in value. That is bananas. I mean, and then it doesn't matter. Again, it doesn't matter what capacity you have. So if you have the lowest capacity, the 256, or the highest one, which is the 1 terabyte, does not matter. They're going to give you the same $650. It is basically them telling you our phones aren't worth shit. And it's unfortunate that they're giving you that small amount. Now, I have an iPhone 14 Pro Max, and that they're only giving me $500 for this. Now, this is what I should have done. This was my mistake. I should have done this a couple days ago, because they were offering, for the trade-in value of the iPhone 14 Pro Max to the iPhone 15 Pro Max, they were offering $680 or $630, something like that. It was $600 and something for that phone, just like yesterday. But now, because there's a new generation out, they've dropped the value, the trade-in value of my iPhone 14 Pro Max all the way down to $500. Now, I get it. It is not, I don't want to say it's an old phone, because it's only a 14 Pro Max. The current phone really is still the 15 Pro Max, because they haven't technically released the 16 Pro Max. But I think I paid for that phone, I think I paid like $1,400 for it. I mean, I had another phone that I was able to trade in, so I was able to get some extra money off of it. But the actual price of it was like around $1,400. And they're only offering me $500. That's just ridiculous. And that's why I think a lot of people are leaving and going to other brands. And to be perfectly honest with you, if my family was not on iPhone and I was not doing tech reviews, I would probably have gone and just I would just stick with my Z Fold 6, or I may have gone and picked up like a Pixel phone or something, because the trade-in values they were offering for iPhones was much higher. But I mean, honestly, I think that Apple, if those phones, like that phone is the iPhone 16 Pro Max is $1,599 or $1,600, they should offer you for the next year at least $1,000 trade-in value. If they're trying to say that their phones, soon as you take it and drive off the lot with it, for lack of a better phrase, is cutting the value by like 60%, then, I mean, you really have to ask, is this phone worth that much money? Should we even be paying that much money? If the value drops that much as soon as we step out of the store with it, should we really have to pay $1,600 for that phone, or $1,200 as the entry level for that phone? I mean, it's just, yeah, it's just wrong. That's just wrong. But if we go back over here and we'll take a look here. So that's the phone that I want. And I'm not going to, I wasn't going to finance or anything, but you can see there it says from $15.99 or $66 a month. They're not going to show me what the taxes are and all that stuff, because I'd have to, put in all my personal information to get that. But you can see here, look at that. iPhone 16, $799. The iPhone 16 Pro, the regular Pro, is $999. So it's starting at $1,000. I believe in the past, the iPhone Pros, the small version, used to start at $899. I believe it's gone up in price now. So, and this is what they give you in the box: a phone and a cable. They don't even give you a wall charger. Come on, at least give us a wall charger. Remember, they used to give you the phone, the cable, the wall charger, and headphones. Remember, they used to give you all of that in the box? It was like, here's your phone. You have everything you need to enjoy it. Go for it. Not anymore. If you don't have a wall charger, you're going to have to go buy one, especially now that they've switched over to USB-C. Now, granted, I think a lot of people have have wall chargers, but I think a little differently. I don't think about it. I think I have wall chargers everywhere because I have a lot of tech around here. People send me stuff. I have all kinds of wall chargers and cables from different devices, but not everybody has that. Some people may get a new phone and they're like, I need a wall charger and I just spent $1,200. I don't want to go spend another $30, $40, $50 on a wall charger. So it's kind of unfortunate. So anyways, you can get the cheaper phones if you want to get an iPhone. They do have the 16, which is going to come out. It's going to start at a lower price. I think the 16s actually look much cooler. You can see some of the colors there. Let's see if we can actually get to the the bottom part where they show the actual colors all lined up together. So let's see, where is that at? Where is that section at down here? But they do have some cool stuff. The photography is going to be mostly the same except for the zoom stuff, and on the video side it's going to be a little bit different on the Pros versus the Pro Max. Let's see. There you go. So there's the color. So it looks like we're going to have blue, pink, teal, white, and black. So we have some very interesting colors there. I think they look good. I think this blue looks really, really amazing. I like this green as well. I'm not a big pink fan, but I can see how some people that are really into pink would like this. It sort of looks like a bubblegum pink. I would like this right here. I would like this in the Pro version. That would be dope. But you may notice they changed the camera configuration now. That is, I believe, so that you can shoot that stereoscopic photos and videos that you can use with your Apple headset if you're using the what do you call it, the Apple Vision Pro. So, and the pricing on these are, you know, I think they're more reasonable. They're starting at $799, so it's more reasonable. Let's pick a color that I call that ultramarine. This is what I don't like though. I don't like this. Why is it starting at $128? I know I'm gonna harp on it. You guys are gonna be like, get over it, Larry. That's where they start. I just think they should not start at $128. For the regular models, they should start at $256. For the Pro models, they should start at $512. They just need to get rid of this altogether. It's ridiculous. I mean, you get a phone, you load your apps up, and before you even get to load anything on there, you're out of storage. So just don't even offer it. So, but I expect I'm probably going to get one of these for my wife. I think I'm going to get her the 512 model because she keeps her phones forever. She's still working on an SE2. So she keeps her phones forever. I don't want her to feel like she's running out of storage, especially now that she'll be able to take higher resolution photos, higher resolution video. The apps are going to be better and bigger. I just want to make sure she doesn't run into any storage issues. So I'll get her a higher capacity one, and that'll take care of her for a number of years. So again, though, the trades are going to be the same. They're not going to offer any different trades for different models. So, but you can get some different deals here depending on where which carrier you go to. So you can see there, the carrier deals. All of them are going to have like these bill credits. That's one reason why I don't get them, because I hate the bill credit thing. I mean, maybe I feel like I've been with T-Mobile forever, and I feel like maybe I should just go ahead and get one with T-Mobile since but I don't know. They always want you to switch to a different plan, and then they want to lock you into stuff. And if you want to upgrade, it's an issue. I'll just pay for my stuff out of pocket and don't deal with those headaches. So, all right. Let's keep it pushing. I have a couple more packages to open up here. You know what? I'm going to open this one up right quick. This one here, I actually know what this is, but let me see if I can get this open. This is actually from Infy Mobile. Now, Infy Mobile is, this is a SIM card from them. Infy Mobile is a cell phone company, a cell phone carrier that is, I forgot what they call those carriers, but basically it's like a third-party carrier. And so they have these ridiculously good deals, like really, really good deals. And they work on a number of different networks on either, like in my area, I believe they work on Verizon, and in some areas they may work on T-Mobile. But I first learned about them when I got my my OnePlus 12, and I was looking for somebody to try out, and they actually have service that you can get on an annual basis for really, really cheap. So much so, let me just show you. Let me show you some of their, some of their plans, because they are kind of ridiculous how inexpensive they are. The only thing is you got, some of these you need to pay up front. So now you can go month to month, but look at this. For the 12-month plans, look at this. $223.20 for 12 months of service. That's going to give you unlimited talk, unlimited text, and 20 gigs of high-speed data. Now, technically, your data is unlimited, and it will tell you here, it says unlimited talk and text, data speeds reduced after 20 gigs, but data is unlimited. So even if you find yourself running out of data because you just went ham downloading stuff or streaming stuff, I got caught, I don't know, a month or so ago. Not that it matters because I have unlimited data with my current carrier, but I was in the airport, I was sitting around waiting to board a plane, and I started downloading YouTube videos like crazy. So next time when I checked my data, I had to burn through like 14 gigs of data or something because I was downloading all kinds of stuff. Those are things you can clearly do on Wi-Fi, but here they are anyways if you need to. But you can see there, 20 gigs, $223 a month. I can tell you right now, for this phone, I have Google Fi. I pay $55 a month. That comes out to about 4 months of service on InfyMobile. So if I basically just said, okay, switching over, paying the $223 up front, getting a full year's worth of service, for 4 months of service on here with Google Fi, I'll get a full year's worth of service with InfyMobile. And I tested, because I have one of the 10 gig versions on here on the OnePlus 12. I actually tested the service. It's much, much faster. It's on Verizon, and it's much, much faster. So, but here is a 10 gig one here, and this is amazing. This is probably the best deal right here. As you can see, $99 for 10 gigs. I don't think most people probably use 10 gigs of data every month. I think, a rare exception. I usually go around, 12, 13, something like that. Every once in a while, I'll just ham out and download like 14 gigs in a day, but mostly it's like I'm around for the month or somewhere between like 10 and 12 gigs a month. So 10 gigs for most people, I think, is gonna be more than enough. And that means you're only paying, what is that, $99 for 12 months? That's like $8 a month for unlimited talk, unlimited text, and 10 gigs of data, high speeds, really unlimited data, because you'll still get stuff. You'll still get your emails coming through. You'll still be able to like get notifications from social media and all that stuff. If you go over your high speed limit, your data will just be reduced until it resets, the next month. And the same thing, you have 5 gigs, but look at that. Why? I mean, this is crazy. Why would you pay for the 1, 3, or 5 gig version when you can get, for less than half the price, you can get double the data that you could on the 5 gig version. And for, same thing here, for, 165 for the 3 gig, and you get 10 gigs for 99. Or for 1 gig, it's 72, but for like another, another what, $18 or something like that, or $17, you can get, 10 gigs of data for a year. So I love this. This SIM card, I believe, is going to be the 20 gig data one. So I'm actually going to, make a video about setting this up and showing you. I'm gonna go around to some different spots. I'm gonna test the speeds here at my house, and I'm gonna go to some different spots around the Washington, D.C. area, and we're gonna test the speeds and see how it does. So yeah, look out for that video. So shout out to InfyMobile. If you guys haven't checked them out, definitely give them a shot. They also have some student plans on there as well, so you can check those out if you wanna go with the unlimited. The unlimited Pro, you can see there it's about $65 or $75 for 6 months. Same thing for there if you want to try those deals. And you can go, if you don't want to pay for the full year, you can go different rates. So you can go for 6 months if you want to try that out, so you can get $75 for 6 months. But again, why would you pay $75 for 6 months when you can pay $99 for the whole year? Now this one makes more sense. to me if you want to try the 6 months, because it's basically the same price, just cut in half. It's $111.60. It's basically just the the 12-month version just cut in half there. So, and as you'll see right there, $223.20. So yeah, and if you want to go 3 months there, you can try a 3-month plan. Again, $55. Basically, it's just cut in half. So I would stick with these two right here. I would stick with the 10 gig or the 20 gig unlimited. That's what's going to make the most sense. You know, you can see there the prices are not high, even if you're talking about month to month. But when you start looking at those 12-month and 6-month deals, I mean, especially the 12-month, I wouldn't even like for the 10 gig. I wouldn't even look at the 6-month. Just go 12-month. I would only look at the 6-month and the 3-month here if you're looking at like the 20 gig one. That makes more sense. So there you go. All right. Let's hop back in here. There are shout out to Big Ben VIP Tech from across the pond. Says, hey bro, hope you're doing well. I know I missed the start. Did you like the new camera at least? There was some things I liked on there. I was sort of intrigued a little bit by the Fusion camera thing. I'm not real sure. I have to see how that works. I do like the fact that you can shoot 4K 120. That was one thing I thought was a just blaring omission from the iPhone 15 Pro Max. You know, there have been a number of other Android phones that have offered 4K 120 for some time. And I know Apple people probably are so sick of Android people comparing their phones to iPhones, but that's really what it is. That's the competition, and Apple is constantly like a year or 2 or 3 behind on features, and so it's nice to see that at least they've caught up in that respect. So yeah. All right. Let's go. Let's hop back in. There are a few other Apple products that they did announce. They did announce with this keynote. One of them is it says the all new Apple Watch Series 10. I mean, I don't know what they think was so new about it. Besides, basically it's a new color. It says Thintastic Classic. They did make the screen a bit bigger because they reduced the bezels. So there is that. But they just didn't really do much to it. Like, they just didn't do much to it. They say it's the thinnest Apple Watch. I don't think anybody was really complaining about the thickness of the Apple Watch. I mean, I guess if you had an Ultra, maybe people said some of it was a little bulky, but you knew that going in because it's an Ultra. But I don't think anybody really complained about the thickness of the Apple Watch. Really, everything they talked about had to do with software, like this whole sleep apnea notification thing. They have these new depth and water temperature sensors for your aquatic adventures. You know, it says fast charging Apple Watch, 80% battery in 30 minutes. I wonder if this is the thing. I don't know if this whole fast charging thing is a hardware thing or if it is a software thing. You know, because sometimes Apple will put certain features in watches and or in devices and just not activate them. And so this may already be in some of the other watches, and they'll go ahead and say this is a feature on the new watch, and then 2 or 3 months later, they'll push a firmware update and it'll be available on all the devices, you know. And that's one of those things here. There's like the whole sleep apnea thing when they made a fairly big deal talking about this. And this is one thing that just sort of like drives me crazy about the regular Apple Watch, is that the whole sleep thing, the sleep trackings, the whole sleep apnea thing they have now, it all seems great. But they still did not improve the battery life. It still has the same old 18 hours of battery life that they claim, which means you can't just like go to sleep and not think about your watch, because if you're going to use your watch to sleep, you have to charge it sometime during the day. Because if you wake up, let's say you wake up at 8 o'clock in the morning, you have your Apple Watch, you put your Apple Watch on, you go about your day. You go for you take the train to work, you go to work all day, you go for an afternoon jog or a walk or a bike ride, something to get some exercise. You have your Apple Watch going with the GPS and the heart rate sensors and all that stuff. And then you come home and you get home and you have your 18 hours, whatever, you're getting close, you look at your Apple Watch and now you're like, okay, my Apple Watch is at, 32% or it's at 28% or whatever. And you're like, okay, now I'm going to go to sleep. Well, you go to sleep, let's say it actually makes it all the way through your entire 8 hours of sleep without dying. It's probably not, but let's say it does. Well, now you wake up with a battery that's basically dead, if not dead, almost dead. And now you're going to have to charge that watch before you leave to go to work on the new day. Now, maybe there's time enough with this faster charging. You can get 80% in 30 minutes. Maybe you can put it right on the charger when you wake up, and you can go and hop in the shower and get dressed and grab it off the charger before you leave to work. Maybe that's fine. I don't understand why they just didn't give the watch a bigger and better battery. Why not just do that? That way you can set it up so the watch will last, say, 48 hours, even 36 hours. Even if they made it 36 hours, that's enough time that you can charge the watch, go for a full day, and then charge it sometime during that second day. But as it is right now, this whole idea of sleeping with your watch means you're going to have to make a point to charge that watch at some point during the day before you go to sleep. I think that is a problem when you're talking about a sleep tracking device. And I think that's one reason why a lot of folks have been looking elsewhere for other devices, whether it be Garmin or Sun2 or Polar or some of the Galaxy watches or the Pixel watches, or buying one of the Apple Watch Ultras for the better battery life, even though they don't need all the other functionality that it has. So a lot of people are going towards like the Oura Ring or Ringcon or the Samsung Ring. There's all kinds of other devices that people are starting to look towards for their sleep tracking, their heart rate tracking, their exercise tracking, all that stuff, because they get tired of having to charge their stupid Apple Watch every single day, sometimes 2 times a day, depending on how much exercise you're doing or how much you're using the watch. So, yeah. But that is the Apple Watch. One thing I like is that it's not that much more. I think it's $399. I'm not sure how much it was last year, but it doesn't seem like they've really done much on the price. So that's always nice to see. But you can come down here and it looks like you can get, this is, you can get, it says the aluminum, choice of GPS or GPS with cellular. That's for the aluminum. The titanium one is considerably more, as you can see there. I'm just going to click this one right here. We'll just click, I don't know, we'll choose the jet black one there. See how that looks. And we'll choose, so it looks like if you want the 46 millimeter, the larger size, which it looks like they went up from 44 to 46, so that's nice for those who want a bigger screen. That's going to cost you like an extra 30 bucks there, but we'll click that. And if you want GPS, and cellular, excuse me, it's going to cost you an extra $100. So you can see there, $429 for the larger one, and then GPS and cellular is going to be $529 there. So, so there's that. And if you want to get the, you can have a couple of different band options. The rubber one and the textile one are not going to cost you any different, any upgrade. If you want the stainless steel, you're going to have to pay, it looks like an extra $40 to get, or $50, I guess, to get that there. So we'll just hit the textile one. We'll hit the sport loop and to get that there. And oops, did I see a magnetic one on there? Let's hit textile again. Oh, they do have the magnetic link. No, we'll just leave it on the sport loop there. We'll choose that one there. That looks kind of cool. And let's see here. Now it looks like you can get some trade-in value on here. Let's try and add a trade and see what kind of ridiculously low balls are going to give you for the trades. Yeah, let's try Apple. They're probably going to ask. See, that's the thing I don't like. They want you to put serial numbers in there for all this stuff now. It's just sort of a pain. So I'll have to check it later and see what they're going to offer for trade-ins. But you can see here I mean, if you want the larger Apple Watch and you want cellular, it's going to cost you $530. So it's not a cheap watch. It's not a cheap watch, and you know, for some people it's fine. Like for me, I don't upgrade my Apple Watch every year. I mean, they're on Apple Watch 10 or something. I've had 3 Apple Watches. I've had the very first one that came out. My wife bought me the very first Apple Watch, and I had that for a number of years. I ended up upgrading to the Apple Watch 3 when that came out because I think that was when they offered the heart rate monitoring or something, or the bigger screen. There was some reason why I upgraded to the 3. And then my wife bought me the Apple Watch Ultra. And I don't really see myself upgrading from this watch for a very long time, unless they offer some really, really incredible feature where I'm just like, whoa, I have to have it. I don't see myself upgrading. I mean, I get the heart rate, I get the oxygen sensor on here, the O2, I think is what it is. I get, you know, basically all my regular apps that I would normally get. I just don't see the need to upgrade on there. So we'll see. We'll see. There are times, though, I have thought about maybe getting like an Aura ring or something. And I really like the Aura rings, but I'm not going to pay another subscription. I refuse to buy a piece of hardware that is going to demand that I pay a subscription. Just charge me the hardware. If you need to charge me a higher price, charge me a higher price, but I don't want to pay another subscription. I'm just not going to do it. So, yeah. Let's see here. Let's see. Big Ben said, I'm stunned at a few things they did. They got very lazy this year. Yes, they did. He said, did you hear that Darth Vader died? No. Are you talking about James Earl Jones, the voice of Darth Vader, or somebody that we call Darth Vader? So, let's see. Big Ben says, I always charge mine while I shower. I get ready in the morning. And the new one says 80% in 30 minutes, I think. So, 80% in 30 minutes. So the problem is, I guess, if your watch is dead and it'll get you to 80% in 30 minutes, that's great. Unless they're trying to say 30 minutes will get you 80% of charging, because the problem is with most of these devices is that they go to 80% and then they trickle charge until they get to 100. So you may get all the way up to 80%, but if you want to get to 100%, it may take you 30 minutes to get to 80, and then it may take you another hour to get to 100. So anyhow, all right, let's do this. Since we're talking about Apple stuff, you know what, since we're talking about the Apple Watch, I think this right here, if I'm not mistaken, is someone who sent me an Apple Watch band. So let's see if this is it. Very fitting for talking about the Apple Watch. So let's see if there's anything else in here. Nope. Get rid of that. And this is from Finestone. Let's see if we can get that in there. There we go. There we go, Finestone. You guys see that? All right. And this is, you know what? Let me see. There is a barcode on here. Let me see if I can scan this thing. And let me see if I can scan this and bring it open. Oops. Let's see. Search. Camera, barcode, there we go. All right, let's see if this thing will come up. And is this it? I think this might be it. Yep, all right, let me go ahead and let me see if I can bring you guys in. Now, I really do like I love the Apple Watch Ultra. I am not going to give it up, partly because I think the sensors on my watch are not available on the new ones because they had some issues with some, they had some licensing issues or something. So, but all right, I think this might be it. Yes, it is. All right, so this is the Sport Band for Apple Watch Ultra and Ultra 2, adjustable, genuine leather Apple Watch band, 49 millimeters with nylon strap for iWatch, Apple Watch, Ultra 2, and Ultra Series 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 SE, 45, 44, and 42 millimeters. They always put iWatch in there. I think they have to do that because if I'm not mistaken, I think in some countries I think Apple Watch was already like, I think it was already like trademarked the name, and so I think in some places they actually have to call it the iWatch. But this is the band right here. It's from a company called Finestone, and it's $22.99. And you can get this at, there's also a $15 off coupon. So you can see there, it says it has durable materials and high quality, exquisite craftsmanship. So it's gonna have upgraded metal connector, genuine leather and nylon. It's gonna be soft and comfortable. And you can see there, there's the Finestone, some branding there for you. And it shows you, it says 6.5 inches to 8.5 inches there for your wrist. So if you have a super massive thick wrist that's like 9-10 inches, you'll probably have to get another one. But if you have a normal human being size wrist, then there you go. And that's what it's going to look like on there. It looks kind of nice. I like that. I kind of like that look with the sort of orange-ish type look there. And I guess it actually is orange. And yeah, there's just some lifestyle shots showing it there. But you can also get this, and you can also get this in green. Let me see if I can pull this one up here. You can get this in green, and you can get it in black. So whichever one floats your boat. And again, there you go. That's the green, that's the black, and that is the orange. I really like this orange. I actually like them all. I really do. I kind of like all these colors. They look really, really nice. So, but they're only $22, and with 15% off of that, what is that? 10% would be $220. So you're talking maybe about $20. You probably get this for around $20 after the coupon there. So, but let me see. Let me go ahead. I'm just going to show you guys right quick. I think I'm actually going to make a quick video of this separately, where I actually put it on my watch. I have not actually taken my. This is the standard band that came with my Apple Watch. I don't think I've taken it off yet, so I think this will be the first first other band that I will have tried. And yeah, this is what it looks like right here. It looks pretty nice, I have to say. I like these hoops right here. The leather seems to feel pretty good. It has the Velcro straps on there, so this should be fun to try out. So I'm going to set that to the side for just a moment. I'll set that over there because I think I'm going to make a separate video about that. But I think this is another one, if I'm not mistaken. They sent me another one, and so let me quickly show you. Let me get this open. If it is, then yep, this is it right here. So let me see, make sure I have everything out of there. Yep. Now this one looks like it's going to be pretty cool too. And again, this one is from Finestone. Let me see if there we go, from Finestone. I got to hit the light just right. There you go. And this one here is going to be a titanium one. And you may notice there's some tools inside of it here, because you're going to have these pins that you can use to make adjustments here. This is going to be the titanium band that you have. Let me see if that's I guess there's a little loop that it catches into. Let me see if I can put this back into there. So there we go. So you have the titanium. It feels nice. It feels nice and weighty. You have a tool there so that you can, I believe, so you can take out some of the links if need be, so that you can get this adjusted properly. They do have some instructions here on how to, let's see if I can get that in there. See, actually, you know what? Use my phone. Keep forgetting I can do that. So they do have some instructions there so that you can actually see how to remove the links and make the adjustments if you need to. Same thing on that side there. They have that. They have these little tools there. I think these are little connectors that you can use. And they also have this little tool here to make those adjustments. So, and you can see the connectors are just like they are for other iPhones. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this, I'm going to keep everything in the box there, because I think I might try and do a video with this one. I'm not sure. I may just show it. It just depends on how I feel getting those getting everything set up with that. I'm not. Sometimes you guys know I don't feel like I'm very mechanical and work well with stuff like that. So we'll have to see. But this one here, I think this is it here. Let me see if I can show you. When they first wrote me and asked me if I was interested, I looked at the band, and I thought the band looked really nice, and so I was like, I'll check it out. Why not? And but I really like this one too. But here's a titanium band. You can see there, it's a little bit more expensive. It's about $90, but it does have that 15% off coupon, so you can get it for a little bit less. And you can see there, it has that magnetic strap for the for the watch, so it's going to be easy to connect. And that's what it's going to look like when you have it. You're going to have the little button you can push there to release it. And it just, look at that. Look how good that looks with the Apple Watch Ultra, because the Apple Watch Ultra has it's basically titanium around the edge. So you have that matching titanium that just looks really, really nice. And that just, yeah, I like that. It just looks clean. It just looks really, really clean. I like that a lot. So you can see there that titanium magnetic clasp band, and you can see it shows like other straps that are, supposedly lightweight and all that stuff. But this one says it's lightweight, biocompatible, hypoallergenic, innovative design, corrosive resistance, strength and durability, and anti-corrosive properties. Now this right here, this biocompatible and hypoallergenic. You might wonder why they put that in there. And that is because some of these devices have, some of these bands will have some really cheap metals in there. They'll use some really cheap, alloys or whatever in there, and they will cause people's skin to break out. They will cause all kinds of irritation and dermatitis, whatever. They will cause all kinds of issues on your skin around the watch area. And so having a metal that is actually biocompatible and hypoallergenic will prevent you from having some of those issues. So that's very, very important. But you can see here, it's going to be $89. That's for the Ultra Titanium. You can also get the, this is, I guess, the this is a TMB Ultra Titanium. That's also $90. And then this one here, the TMA Ultra is $89. So they're both the same price. So they're just going to be a little bit different there. But yeah, I have to admit, I'm looking forward to trying this out, because I just think that right there looks really, really nice. That is super clean. I mean, that right there, that is just super clean. I really like the way that looks a lot. So yeah, we're going to try that one out. All right. Let me get back to this. Now, let's see. You guys still with me? Yeah, you guys are still with me. You guys are still hanging. Big ups. I see you guys in here. Shout out to Pedro in the building. He came through. Amda Brown is back in the building. Shout out to Amda Brown in the house. I love it. Let's see. All right. Big Ben says, I charge mine to 90-something each morning. I like that. That's what, Ben, one thing I like about my Apple Watch Ultra is that I can wear my watch for a good solid 2 days. So if I charge my, like, for instance, if I had it on the charger this morning, I got up, took it off the charger this morning, I can wear it all day today, go to sleep, wear it tomorrow, and then tomorrow sometime I would likely put it on the charger. But I could actually go to sleep, wake up, and then I would need to charge it. So, but I can go for a good solid 2 days generally with my Apple Watch and not have to worry about it with my Apple Watch Ultra. And that's one reason that I should say, I don't even know one reason, that is the primary reason that I wanted the Apple Watch Ultra, because I was so sick of charging my phone, my watch every day. And I had, part of it was I had gone and used, because I use Android as well, I've used the Galaxy Watch 5, which had better battery life and didn't have to charge as much. But then when OnePlus sent me out, they sent me out their watch, which was the OnePlus Watch 2, I think. That thing has 100 hours of battery life. That means I didn't have to charge that watch but twice a week. And I loved it. I only had to charge that watch like twice a week, and it was fantastic. Maybe not, let's see. It was 72 hours, and that's what, 3 days? So 6 days would be, 140 something. So yeah, I probably only had to charge it twice a week. So that was nice. And I have in the past used other watches like I've used like a Coros watch, I think it was, a Sun2, a Garmin watch, a Polar watch, but I believe it was a Coros watch that they sent out to me. It was a couple years now. It was only a loaner. I didn't get to keep it. That watch, no joke. They sent that out to me. I charged it when I got it, and I did not charge that watch again until I charged it to send it back because I didn't want to send it back on low battery. But that watch lasted for weeks. And I used it for heart rate training when I was working out. I used it for notifications coming through. I used it for all kinds of stuff. I had the always on display going. That battery life on those watches were absolutely amazing. So the only thing that watch didn't do that I kind of missed was I could not answer phone calls on it. That was the one thing I did miss, because there are times when I have my Apple Watch on and my phone is somewhere else. Like maybe I went to go take the laundry out of the dryer or something, and my watch is sitting on the dining room table and someone calls and I can just hit it and start talking, or whatever the situation is. But you can't do that with some of these other watches. Some of them now you can. The Garmin ones, I believe, all you can. I think the Polar watches you can. So they're all getting there and catching up, except they're all doing it with much better battery life. So Apple needs to just pick up the pace. And even though they have the Apple Watch Ultra, they should give better battery life with their regular watches. So, all right, big ups to Firestone for sending these out. I'm gonna go ahead and see. I definitely am gonna put the other one on my watch, and I'll see if I can get the titanium one, because I really get the titanium one on my watch and get it fitted properly, because I really, really like that band. It looks fantastic. So, yeah. All right. Now, there were some other products that they talked about here, and then I'm going to try and get up out of here pretty soon because my niece is in the other room and I want to go hang out with her a little bit. So let me see. Let me just hop back over here. So we talked about the Apple Watch. We talked about the iPhones. They did come out. They said they have the AirPods 4 and the Apple Watch Ultra 2 and the AirPods Max. I'm just gonna kind of gloss over these real quick because they didn't really do much with them. So like if we look at the AirPods, we'll just take a look at that. Let's see. Let's go ahead. We'll shop AirPods here, and I guess this should explore all. So you can see. Let's see. This is the AirPods 4. I never use these. I never use the AirPods because the way they are, they just don't fit my ears. They just fall out. So, but they have new ones. They're $129. You can get them with active noise canceling. That's $179. So you do have those options. They're not for me, so I don't really talk about them too much. They do have the AirPods Pro 2. I guess those aren't new. Those are the old ones. Let's see. Now, they did also, with the AirPods Max, they said they have some new colors. So, now they have this blue, they have this purple, midnight, starlight, which looks a lot like titanium, and then orange. So they have some new colors. It says they're available starting 9/20, which would be next week sometime. Today's the 9th, so about 11 days. So, I mean, they didn't really say there was any real difference in the hardware at all. I don't think there's any. I think the only real difference here, as you can see, it says now with USB-C for easy charging. So that's basically it. They have USB-C for charging. And they do have the new AirPods Pro, new AirPods 4. Again, just, they don't fit my ears, so I don't really care about them. I mean, for you guys, I'm sure some people wear them. I just think for $129, $179, there's plenty of other earbuds out there. I hate these stems. I do not like earbuds with stems. I just don't. There are some out there that sound good, but aesthetically, I absolutely do not like them. I do not like the way they look on other people. I do not like the way they look on me. I feel like I'm about to go into a Dr. Seuss. I do not like, because I do not like them. I don't like the way they look. I don't like the way they fit. I don't like the way they look on other people. I do like these ones, the AirPods Pro. I have a pair and they do fit me better than the AirPods, but I don't like the way they look. And sometimes they do fall out of my ears, and I've had it happen on an airplane, and it was horrible because you're on a plane and the thing's rolling around, and you have to start asking people, hey, my AirPod fell out, can you grab it for me? And people are up there trying to find it, and they pass it up, and it's got hair and gook and all kinds of crap on it, and you're like, well, I guess I'm not listening to any more music, you know, the rest of this flight. So that's always just sort of crappy. Now, the AirPod Maxes, I have thought about buying a pair of these. I have, but I don't know if I want to. I just don't know if I want to spend $549. I just feel like there's probably some better options out there for me. But I don't know. I may give them a shot. I have long debated. I like the purple ones here. I'm a big purple fan. The blue ones look good too, but I like the purple. I like the fact that they have USB-C, but yeah, I don't know. $549, that's a nice little chunk of change. We'll see. All right. Trying to think, what else did they offer anything else? I think that was about it for the Apple thing today. It was kind of lackluster, I would say. They talked a bit about software, it's fine. But I mean, they should have talked about all the software stuff at their dub. They shouldn't. They didn't need to wait for this event to talk about software so much. I mean, I get it. Apple AI, new heart rate, new sleep monitoring crap, new whatever. I mean, if you're gonna give us all that stuff, give us some real substantial hardware too. Some real hardware upgrades. So, all right, here we go. Last one, last package here. See what's in here, and then I'm gonna go hang out with my niece. And there we go. We have cases. Oh, from who is this from? From Art Sevo. From Art Sevo. It looks like we have 1, 2, 3. What do we have? Let's see. We have 3, 6, 7 cases. I'm not sure which ones are which because there's not much for labeling on here. But let's do this. Let's just pull up. Let's go into the browser here. Let's pull up, let's search for Art Sevo. And let's see, I don't see anything for the 16s yet, probably because I don't have them listed. But there we go. So we can see basically what the iPhone 15 Pro cases are going to look like there. And I'll just, let me do this. Let me see if I can open up one of them. Let me see if I can open up one of them so we can get an idea of what these cases are going to look like. And then I'll do the other ones later because I'm gonna actually open these up when I get my phone, and because I don't have a dummy unit, so when I get my phone, I'll open these up, and then I'll actually show you guys. Trying not to rip the box, but I think I might have to. There we go. All right, let me set that over to there. It looks like they're going to give some stickers in here. I don't know if you guys can see that. Let's see. Oh, I forgot. Since my camera doesn't want to focus, my lens doesn't want to focus on there, we'll just use my phone. So it looks like they're going to give us like some stickers and stuff in the box with that. That's kind of nice to see that. And then we have the phone here, the phone case, excuse me. And we'll just slip that out. And this one is a clear case, kind of nice. All right. Now this one you may notice does not have the MagSafe magnets on there. Now the phones will have MagSafe included, so hopefully this is not going to get in the way, and you'll be able to continue to use your MagSafe accessories and mounts and stuff through the case. So that's nice to see. You may notice over here on this side. Actually, let me see if I can just do this with my phone again. You'll notice on this side you're going to have those two. This is going to be a button. That's going to be the action button there, and this is going to be a cutout for that phone for the camera shutter button. That's going to be able to do different things like swipe for zoom. You're going to be able to move over to different settings like your aperture and color, white balance and stuff on there from that button there. So they do have that cut out. And then on this side here, you're going to have what looks like, I think it's, I guess, your power button and then your volume rocker right there. So yeah. So they're going to have everything that you need. They're going to have a cutout. They're going to have cutouts on the bottom here for your charging and for your speakers there. So That's kind of nice. Yeah, it feels good. It's definitely a sort of a silicone case. It's probably gonna have some fingerprints. You may notice already. I don't know if you guys can see that, but there's already getting some fingerprints on there. You probably see it a little bit on there. So, but I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna open these up when I get my actual phone so that I can put them on and show you guys how they actually look on the on the phones. And some of these might be sort of like, it might matter the color if you like, depending on what type of what color phone you get. If you get sort of like a white phone, maybe it won't matter, or if you get a black phone, maybe it won't matter. But if you get something maybe that's like one of the like desert titanium or natural titanium, that color may or may not go very well with sort of like those clear cases that have color to them, like this blue one. You have to sort of decide for yourself how that color matches for you or mixes for you. So, but they did send me a number of them. They don't have any model numbers or any indication about which one is which. So I'm just gonna have to open these as I go once I get my phone to actually review them. But they all look the same size, so I believe these are all gonna be for the iPhone 16 Pro Max. And again, once I get that phone in, I'll go ahead and show you guys each one of them. And it doesn't look like these are overly expensive. So you can see there, this is one that doesn't have the MagSafe, and that one's going to be $19.99. And on here you can see this looks like the same case but with the MagSafe, and it's going to be $21.99. So. And they have some other ones here, like this one looks like a black one. And if we go into, let's see, it looks like they have a number of different colors there. So that looks like a blue. That one's going to be a brown one here. Oops, let's see if we can get that back to brown. Oh, there we go. That's brown. That might actually look really nice with that desert titanium color. Now this one's for the iPhone 13 and 14, but I guess with the they'll have the Pro Max ones coming up right there. You can see the Pro Max. So that's the blue, and come on thing, work with me. And then that is that brown one there. I can't see the colors. It keeps C size. I get that. I don't want to, okay. And then that's the hot pink, light blue, pink, and then purple. So I think depending on the phone you get, you could actually have some nice colorways in there for you to work with. So, but you can see right there, $21.99. That's going to be for the iPhone 15 Pro Max. I don't think there's going to be any difference in price for the 16 Pro Max. I'll have to wait and see what's out there when they officially release the pricing on these. So yeah, all right, there we go. That's it. That is it. I've talked long enough. I've talked long and loud and yeah. So Amda Brown says, love the stem. No, you can't love the stem. Oh, no. Anyways, you can love the stem, man. You can love the stem. I don't love the stem. The stems get on my ever-loving nerves, but they are there. All right, everyone, I'm out. It's about 6:30. I'm gonna go hang out with my niece for a while before I have to drop her off at home. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you guys are planning on getting an iPhone or a pair of AirPods or something else, just make sure you make the right choice so that you get the device that works for you. Make sure you search for the best deals. You know, if you plan on getting one through your carrier, just make sure you check to make sure you get the best deal possible. And if you're not looking at an iPhone, you're looking at something else. Some people are like, I wanted to wait to see what iPhone offered before I got my other phone, before I decided on get another phone. There are some great deals out there with the Google Pixels, the Samsung, Z Fold series, the S series. OnePlus has some really great options. I personally think if you are looking for a folding phone today and money is a concern and you still want a true flagship, I think the OnePlus Open Apex Edition is probably the best phone for most people. It is an absolutely amazing phone from everything I've seen. I have the OnePlus Open regular phone, but the Apex has 1 terabyte. So yeah, there you go. All right, you guys, I'm out. Shout out to Pedro, says, have a good night, Larry and everyone. Shout out to Papa Avery, says, been right here with you, Larry. Shout out. I appreciate you. Nice and Nasty says, thanks, Larry, and everyone enjoy your evening. All right, everyone. Thank you so much. And let me just give you one. Let me give you guys this one here. Let me give you one, you know, let's see here. Let's see. Where is one that, this one's always good for you guys.
I don't have friends. I got family.
All right, there we go. Since I keep saying I'm not doing my hauls, but then they can sort of turn into hauls. I had to call them something else. Like, can't have this. Maybe it's the Hang family instead of the Hall family. I don't know. Who knows? This channel goes through changes, it feels like, every other month. So we'll figure it out and get everything going. But in the meantime, I'm glad you guys are all hanging out. And shout out to Make a Puff Girl. And anyways, I'm Larry with Today I Feel Like. Thanks for coming through. And until next time, love, peace, and hair grease. Peace.